What fast food restaurant combination would we want? What do pizza Pringles taste like? And what all could happen in the next Doctor Strange movie? We talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello everyone and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus, and today is a very special episode because joining me for the first time back, not his first time as a guest, but the first time back since the big thing that was Spider-Man No Way Home. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the Toddcast, Mr. Jaron Parks. Jaron, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I don't know why you insist on it every time, but please wear some clothes next time. You're naked every time I'm here. What's going on?
Look, I'm trying to be comfortable, man.
Man, it's cold. I don't understand.
That's why this is audio only.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, imagine if it was video only.
Oh, man.
No audio.
If it was video only, I'd take my pants off, too.
And I would put mine on. So, first off, I just wanted to say, lighter tone here, that I wanted to send, Jaron and I want to send our thoughts and prayers to the people over in Ukraine during these recent events that have been happening.
Yeah.
Terrible thing. Some people have died and gotten wounded. Just thoughts and prayers to everybody over there.
Absolutely.
And so, bringing it back, I wanted to ask you this question to start off.
Okay.
So, you know the devil. Not on a personal note, of course.
Yeah.
But
he's not
you've
my
heard
friend.
of him. You know of him.
Yeah.
So, let's say the devil comes up and decides to invade Earth with all of his demons and everything, like Doom-type demons.
Okay.
Now, the one and all, Almighty himself, the Lord that is God.
The man upstairs.
He comes to you like at your house or wherever, like this big shine of white light just shows, and then it's just God standing there.
Yeah.
Or it's not even him standing there. You don't even know what he looks like. So he just calls to you in his deep voice, that all the movies have him have. The Morgan Freeman voice. So,
hello, Jared.
He says, Jaron, I come to you to ask you to bring to life one fictional character from a movie, TV show, comic book, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, anything, as long as it is a fake character, to bring them to life and they have to defeat the devil. Who would you consider to choose?
Fictional?
Yes.
So George Washington doesn't care.
No. Yes. I want to see the match that is George Washington versus the devil. That would be a great fight.
Next week on Epic Rap Battles. Let's see. That's a tough one.
Because there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Because you Google, who's the most powerful fictional character of all time, and there's always those top 10 most powerful characters. Yeah. And it's always like Superman, Goku,
a Polka Dot Man.
One Punch Man. And then it's like, Batman could beat him if he had to prepare, if he had like a week.
Always sneaks his way into these categories.
But just brute ability and strength and pretty much not being able to be killed. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind seeing, I don't know how the devil fights. Does he fight with his fist or magic or uses demons or whatever? You can always get Doom Guy.
Well, if you think about taking a more religious aspect of it, the devil likes to work in your mind, make you do things yourself, and make you operate that way. Of course, he has other ways that he does things. So, I'd say your best bet is Wolverine because he cannot die. So, if the devil comes at him with a physical attack, it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
But if the devil also infiltrates his mind and makes him hey, kill yourself.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
He still can't.
It's Wolverine.
He can try to kill himself.
But you got to make sure Wolverine's on your side. 100% on your side. Because if he gets his mind manipulated, you're in for a bad time yourself.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the mental thing because when you said the will, having a very strong willpower to go against him, Batman,
Professor X or Batman, yeah.
But then you can think of the Green Lanterns because their power is willpower. That's what harnesses the Green Lantern ring.
Man,
so
I didn't think Green Lantern would ever be mentioned by name.
Like the one true hero to beat the devil's Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. You can't see it, everybody, but he just face palmed. It's like
we might as well have short, blonde-haired Aquaman joining him.
Oh yes, with the seashells on his nipples.
Just. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, we should just get Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Evil.
And attack the devil. Like,
yes. That's the headlines right there. Devil versus Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
What was that guy's name who had the big head that was like a helmet?
Oh,
that fought Mermaid Man.
I know who you're talking about.
I forgot his name.
I just know the scene with Patrick. So this must be your wallet.
Yeah. But then, like, that's the same one. He takes his head off, but he just takes it off. Like, he's just a body.
Yeah.
It's like it's supposed to be a helmet, but that is his head.
Yeah.
He could fight the devil. Who else? There's just so many you can think of, because it's like you think of most powerful people even in Marvel, like you said, Professor X because of his mind. Mm-hmm. But there's no earthly thing that could keep the devil out, because he's the devil, you know. Like Magneto's helmet to keep Professor X out wouldn't be able to keep the devil out, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Magneto's sort of a one-trick pony, if you're being honest here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could throw in... I mean, you could try Doctor Strange against him, or like full power Scarlet Witch. Yeah. Like, I'm talking like, what if zombie Scarlet Witch?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to fight fire with fire, go with like Nightmare or Mephisto.
True. And just throw in Dormammu.
Oh, there we go.
Like, as long as we can get somebody fictional brought to life and be like, hey, even if they're a villain, you know, and villains are like, well, I want to conquer the world. Well, it's like, well, there's not going to be a world to conquer if you don't beat the devil.
Well, the thing with Dormammu is you got to think about... does the devil know how to bargain?
No, I guess it'd be like me. I've come to bargain with Dormammu.
Dormammu, I need some help.
I've come to bargain. He's like, what do you want? Well, I need you to fight the devil for me. Either that or give me enough sorcerer powers to fight him myself, I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But like...
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different directions you could take with it. Because if you want to go off of willpower, as far as Marvel goes, you'd probably go with... like I said, Professor X, or go with like Captain America, because he cannot be swayed. Like he's true.
And he could really rally like the entire world behind him to fight the devil off. Yeah. And like just anybody like that, really. I mean, if you wanted somehow to get Thanos on your side to fight him, which I mean
Hey, if Black Panther can do it.
Yeah, I mean Black Panther could sway the devil ass.
Oh gosh.
That'd be something. But
yeah,
it's just really like Doctor Doom, or go to Star Wars. I mean, we can see how Vader can handle himself against him, I guess, because he's literally one of the strongest. Yeah. But
or you could go with Blade. I guess he sort of fights devils.
Because he's a daywalker, because he's a vampire, but he can walk out in the sun. Yeah. Because he's like, one parent's a vampire, one parent is a human. That's why he's like half breed. That's why he's a daywalker. But like he hunts vampires is his thing. Yeah. But
I mean, it's just all about how you look at it, I guess.
It depends on, like, I need to get a read on the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is his method of fighting, and I could put him against somebody. Yeah. Just because it's a broad landscape of fictional. Like we talked about. So it's like, I could throw Gandalf in there, I guess. If I wanted to, you know, just see what happens. Yeah. So, there's really not a true answer. Yeah. Like, this, you can pick
There's
anybody.
Not a singular answer.
Anybody out there who likes... If you like Superman, like I've said, Superman and Goku are always referred to as the two top. Like they made a death battle. They made like 3 about Superman versus Goku to see who was the most powerful. Yeah. And Goku being from Dragon Ball, so it's like, who do you think? You know. So, all of you out there, you can think about who you would put against the devil. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about this a little bit, about the football. Yeah. About the good old NFL. I did watch the entirety of the Super Bowl, which is something I usually don't do. This was the first entire football game I've watched since last year's Super Bowl.
Wow. Well, what is happening? Because you watched more football that Sunday than I did.
I know.
I had other things going on, and I saw the last minute and a half of the game, which was poor Joe Burrow. Like, the only thing I saw Joe Burrow was him getting destroyed because his offensive line was just like, we're going to turn sideways and just watch him go by.
Yeah, they're just like, we just want to look at Joe Burrow. And they turn around, and then everybody just runs, and all the Rams run past him.
Yeah. My heart skipped a beat when he started limping off the field.
I was like, not again. Not again.
Poor baby, come here.
But
yeah, I got to give props to the Rams. I mean, they did what they were trying to do. They sold out everything this year because I don't know how much you know into football, but the draft is a big deal.
Yeah.
They don't have any draft picks for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Because they
won.
They traded everything away to get the people for 1 year. And most of them are not going to be there next year.
True. Because they won a Super Bowl, and that's most of the older players are always like, if I win this year, I'm done.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, there's a guy named Eric Weddle. I don't know if you ever saw his name. He came out of retirement when the Rams started the playoffs. Played with them in the playoffs, and he re-retired right after they won the Super Bowl.
So he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And then
I know Andrew Whitworth from Monroe or West Monroe.
I don't know if he's officially retired, but I don't know why
since Tom Brady's officially retired, he's currently the oldest player in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
and then a lot of these are 1 year contracts with all these players that they have too, because they legit sold everything for 1 year. And that usually doesn't pay off, but it paid off very handsomely for them.
It was a go big or go home situation for them. It really was. And they went all the way big.
Yes. And I got to give props to them because I didn't think it would work because they were just bringing all these big names in. And if you want to get into basketball, you talk about the Lakers bringing all these big names in.
Yeah.
And they're not doing too great right now. And I don't know how much you know about all that. But anyways, I like Matt Stafford. I'm a big Matt Stafford fan.
He's good.
Yeah, he's really good. And he suffered a lot in Detroit. The poor guy.
The Lions just suck, don't they? They're just
definitely
terrible.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's like them and the Browns are right there on par.
And now that Stafford left Detroit this year, this was his first year in L.A. with the Rams, you can really see how much of a difference he made to the Lions, because I don't think the Lions would have won a single game in the last 8 years without him.
Yeah.
He is lights out phenomenal. And he had a few mistakes in the Super Bowl, but you're playing what is supposed to be the second best or the best team. That's who you're going off against. And I watched Joe Burrow play in Tennessee. I went to that game, and I went as a Tennessee fan because I did not know the Bengals were going to be there when we ordered the tickets. So I had Tennessee stuff on, and I was
rooting for the Titans.
When I got there, I was so conflicted. I didn't cheer for either team.
You just sat there.
A
touchdown for you and a touchdown for you.
Yeah, it was very weird because there's Tennessee fans everywhere around me. There's a good bit of Bengals fans, but there's only Tennessee fans around me. And they see me with the Tennessee stuff on. They're like, "Yeah, he's a big Tennessee guy," and I'm just sitting there all calm. Me and my dad's just sitting there, just as impartial as we could be. And I bet the guy next to us was just very concerned. Are these guys psychopaths?
I guess the first football game you'll ever watch or something.
Yeah. We don't know how the game works.
Yeah.
I got to watch Joe Burrow play in the playoffs.
And live, in person.
Yeah, and
that's something.
He put on a show in Tennessee, and there was a lot of very angry fans after that game. There was a guy in the tailgating section after the game, and he had, I swear, it was a 60-inch TV, and he's just smashing it, just destroying it on the concrete. Man, I get it. You're upset, but
you could have gave it to me.
I'm not that upset, man. It's a football game, dude.
Yeah.
My dad's a diehard Saints fan.
Yeah.
And he said if he goes to a Saints game like that, in the playoffs, a big important game, and something happens like that, no, I'm not smashing a TV.
No.
It's a TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of people take it to heart
Yeah.
too much.
All that to say, I'm a big Joe Burrow fan and big Bengals fan in general because I just like the team. And they got some people from the Saints there, too. And I was, again, like the Super Bowl was just like that game I went to. I was just so conflicted because I like people on both sides.
Yeah.
That's the first time in a very long time that the Super Bowl was a very enjoyable game to just witness because I like both teams.
Yeah.
Like last year, Kansas City versus the Buccaneers, I didn't like either one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan. I really don't even know why. I'm just not. And then, Tom Brady.
And then Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
He's the villain of the world. You can't like him. You just can't. He's too good. He needs to stop. Okay. But yeah, it was.
I feel you.
Yeah, and Super Bowl happened, and
it did. It was good.
I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, like I wasn't like I walked in because of course I watched the whole thing from my house.
Yeah.
And the main reason I watch Super Bowl is because one, the commercials, and two, the halftime show.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Like I'm not big into sports.
Yeah.
Like I know who the teams are and I know a lot of the players, but I walked into it and I was like, it felt weird to me because I was like, Tom Brady's not playing this year. That's how it felt weird to me because I was like, oh, he's retired and he's not playing this year. I was like, but who do I root for? I walked in rooting for. I'm not really rooting for the Bengals. I was just rooting for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
The thing, because I know, like, he took LSU all the way.
That's the entirety of the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
They're just like, we don't really care about the Bengals, but go Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we're Joe Burrow fans. And then, like, I found out some people on the team, like Jamar Chase, is also from
LSU.
Louisiana and LSU. And I was like, hey. And then I found out about Andrew Whitworth, who's from Western Row. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh, no.
And then, I don't know if you noticed their receiver, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
He's from LSU.
Yeah, so it's like, I was like, oh, there's so many LSU people playing against each other.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to root for my people, but everybody's my people.
Yeah.
You know? So I rooted for the Bengals just because I knew that the Bengals, they showed the statistic that the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl and the Rams have won one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, then I don't like the Bengals to win because they'll finally get one.
It's the underdog.
And Joe Burrow, they said, like, there's never been a quarterback to win the national championship for college, the Heisman, and a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they said Joe Burrow would have been the first person ever to do that.
And my thing with that is, there's still time. That's the difference between him and Matthew Stafford. Because Stafford's on the cusp of the end of his career. And that would be what would take me over the edge of voting of going for the Rams just a little bit more than the Bengals. Because Burrow and Chase and all them, they have time to pull it off.
They're on their way in.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford's on his last leg. I mean, he's still doing really good, but, I mean, you got to hang it up at some point. I mean, we can't all be Tom Brady. That's just not how it works.
True. Like, Tom Brady, I mean, no matter if you like him or not, he still was one of the best ever.
Oh, he
still
is
holds,
the best.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of him at all.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah, like it's like not really a question anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you can like him and you don't have to like him, and like I'm not really, I don't like him, but I don't not like him, you know.
And the most impressive thing that he did his whole career is he left on top. Like he was still doing really good, and he just like, I'm done with it. And everybody's like, really? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to play anymore.
He's played for like over 20 years, and he's like, I'm good.
Yeah, and he left this year, and he had the most passing yards of any football player this year. And he just left. Like, okay. Usually, like, I don't know if you know Ben Roethlisberger. Does that sound familiar?
He played for the Steelers,
That's
didn't
right.
he? Yeah.
He left, and he was throwing ducks. He looked terrible out there.
He just started sucking.
I mean, I wouldn't call it sucking because, I mean, he put his heart and soul into that team. I guess you would call it sucking.
Compared to, like, what he could do.
I mean, he was bad, and he knew it. And he left, like, just disheveled off the field. He should have retired, like, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Brady didn't do that. Brady retired as the best quarterback this year.
He was retiring as if he just won.
Yeah.
Because he made it a long ways. Because I remember I was like, oh, Tom Brady. That's every time they say a new season starting, I'm like, okay, I'm betting Tom Brady is one of the people in the Super Bowl and then somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I know Tom Brady was just going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see at least one time no matter whose team they're on. I wanted to see Joe Burrow on one team, Tom Brady on the other, somehow in the Super Bowl or in any game.
And
really.
that could have happened this year because of the way it lines up and stuff. That could have happened, but
it would have been something to see to have Joe and if somehow Joe Burrow won and be like passing of the torch kind of situation.
And the other thing about Matthew Stafford, he's also a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. He's from Georgia, and he's
I saw that,
Yeah, SEC guys fighting off against each other. And it's just, SEC just, they ruled the entire Super Bowl. It was all from them, basically. And, I think Stafford has earned it more than Burrow has, just because of how much time he's put into the NFL.
And Burrow wasn't even in a full season the last one because he broke his knee or whatever, tore something.
Yeah.
So this is like his first full season, and he's in the Super Bowl.
He was one of they said he tore not just his ACL but his MCL too.
Oh, he just had a destroyed knee.
Yes.
Like can't walk.
From what I heard, basically, if the bone wasn't there, they could just take his leg off. Like they could just pull and his leg would just come off.
Oh.
That's how...
Because nothing was attached.
There was nothing there but bone.
Yeah.
And they had to go in and surgically reattach everything. And he made it all the way back to the Super Bowl.
I know. Like, he's played, like... You can only say, like, he's played, like, 1.5 seasons.
Yeah, yeah. But that's... it's just impressive from both ends. Because, they're very similar situations because number 1 pick versus number 1 pick. But it's a very different road that they took.
So young and old.
Yeah, young and old. And then there's... As far as the team goes, Bengals put their heart and soul into Burrow last year, and it just didn't pay off.
And he broke everything.
And that was a true Cinderella story because they came back from the worst of the worst. And then you got the Rams who just like, we're going to put as much money into this year as we can. Forget about next year. Forget about 2023. Nobody cares about that.
All of we're all in on this year.
Yeah, and it paid off. It worked.
Very much.
Yeah.
And I said it last week that, this is Joe Burrow's first, and he lost. But this ain't his last. I was like, Tom Brady, he won 7, but how many Super Bowls was he in?
Yeah.
He lost some.
Yeah.
So it's like, Joe Burrow, he could win next year, depending on who they go against, he's going to stick with the Bengals, I'm sure, for a little while, probably.
I was listening to somebody today. The end goal always for all 32 teams in the NFL. Win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. No matter where it was last year. Even the Jets and the Lions, the two worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
They want to win the Super Bowl next year. That's the end goal with everybody. It's always back to an even playing field after the Super Bowl. So, it's anyone's game, as always. That's the beauty of the NFL.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if you knew which... you probably saw this on social media afterwards. The Rock started the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With the kickoff and all that.
Yeah.
Well, they talked about apparently in 2023, which is next year, either after the Super Bowl or some point next year is when the XFL is going to start.
Yeah.
So, and apparently XFL and the NFL have some deal that they're both going to share ideas or something. Mm-hmm. That NFL might change something like the XFL does. And I don't really know the difference besides the name and teams.
Well, XFL, so it's an old idea. There used to be an XFL. I don't know if you knew that.
I did know that because Vince McMahon started it because he was like, I rule wrestling, so now I'm going to do football.
They took, obviously NFL is run by television. That's what keeps them afloat and everything.
Yeah.
But the XFL was even more so about entertainment. It was more of like the wrestling of football.
Yeah.
Like they put a lot of care into making it as entertaining as humanly possible at the cost of some safety.
Yeah.
And they didn't really care. Like, you know what a fair catch is? Like, they kick the ball and you fair catch, nobody can hit you. You know what I'm talking about? There was no fair catch in the XFL.
Oh, so they were just mowing people down.
No matter how close the defenders were,
you
couldn't, there was no way out. You were going to get hit if you caught that ball. There was no way out. And there were some other rules that when the XFL was running originally, back when Vince McMahon,
it was in the very early 2000s. I can look it up.
It was
2002, 2003, maybe
something like that. They actually put some of the NFL rules now originally came from the XFL. I can't pinpoint what they are, but I know they did take a lot of inspiration from them. And what they did back then is use that as like a testing for rules and different things to put into the NFL. And it worked. Worked pretty well. I think maybe the 2-point conversion came from the XFL.
I know they did some different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This says it was founded in 99 and it only had one season in 2001. It was owned 50% was owned by the WWE and the other 50% was NBC was who they partnered with.
Yeah.
There was only 8 teams at that time that were split into 2 divisions.
Mm-hmm.
And the winners were the Los Angeles Extreme with an X. So, I only remember because, like you said, same thing with wrestling at the same time, they went more sports entertainment instead of professional wrestling. So with like football, it's not professional football. They will want to do sports entertainment, you said. So it's like he wants to do, and he said even in like wrestling, whenever you go outside and you go out to the ring and talk bad to your opponent and all that, they said apparently they wanted to do that in football. So it's like they wanted to get heat is what it's called and keep kayfabe and all that. Like I hate you. Like if I said something to somebody on here that we don't like each other, but in real life we actually like each other.
Like what they tried to do with Chris Jericho. And it just failed because everybody loved Chris Jericho. I think what they're trying to do is just make villains because it adds to entertainment value.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that a lot of people complain about the NFL right now is nobody's mad at each other anymore. And that's not how it should be. It's football. It's a physical game. You're hitting other people. You're supposed to have a little bit of grit, a little bit of aggression because that's what football is. And it seems like, and I get it, it's because of safety and because of this and that, but it seems like they've sort of softened up, and I think The Rock is trying to bring back more of that grit because that's his thing.
Should, because, I mean, he's like his nickname, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He is. Like, he is the character, The Rock, because that's who he is, whether he's in a movie. Like, in all movies, he kind of acts the same.
Yeah.
But that's how he acts in real life, too. Like, that's who he is. And like they said, like, they had the same commentators that would commentate for wrestling would commentate for the football. So, like, they put their emotion into it. And, like you said, with the grit and all that, whenever somebody gets mad on the field and they start pushing each other, I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, that's the best part, And,
I do know that the XFL, when they were running originally, they, like, all the cameras went to the fight. Yeah. And, like, you saw every angle. Yeah. But the NFL,
they're like
they turn away.
Corporate, kind of. They don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's not to condone bad behavior. Like, that's the whole thing about video games causing violence for children, which I don't know if it's true or not. Whatever. Believe what you want to believe, I guess. I mean, whatever. But that's sort of the mentality that I think the NFL's been taking a lot, is just they don't want to portray any sort of, like, fist fight or any kind of wrestling style.
They don't want any actual violence or combat on the field. They just want you hit, throw the ball, run it, catch it, get taken down, or make the touchdown. That's about it.
Yeah, and they went back on the celebrations because for a few years NFL celebrations were pretty big again, but they sort of went back on that too.
They banned them, didn't they?
Yeah, again, because
I knew though that was that one thing that happened during the Super Bowl, because you said you watched the end. There was a celebration that happened. Yeah. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
There was where like a towel guy or somebody from that wasn't a player got on the end zone, so they had to redo it because I was like, I understand he shouldn't have been there, but if it was just the players, they could have been okay, because I knew like the spiking the ball and doing dances and all that. That's entertaining,
And the thing is, like, those players, there's 22 football players on the field at a time, and they were huddling up, getting ready for a play. Not one of those 22 guys tried to tackle this dude that got on the field. Yeah. Because they don't care. Yeah. I mean, it's just this guy having a fun time. I mean, I don't condone it, because if everybody runs on the field at the same time, that's going to be a mess to deal with. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, don't condone what he's doing, but you got to at least acknowledge that it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Like, it's it's entertaining. That's what it needs to be.
And as far as like fights go, I'm not at all condoning a football player pulls out a knife in the middle of the game. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But just
having like one slap to the helmet, and then there's like 50 people there or 100 to just stop it, and pull them apart because the players will pull them apart unless they get on it.
Yeah, there's an ambulance just a few feet away. If something actually bad happens, there's people that can take care of it.
And there's like 100 cops there too.
And the other thing is, they're wearing pads. Yeah. They have all this extra protection on.
Yeah, they can't. It's not like you're going to punch them in the head. You're going to like break a knuckle doing that.
That's one of the reasons people like hockey so much these days.
Yeah.
Because they fight. And they just let them fight.
And they're so well protected because like the goalies are so like, they got pads from head to toe, the screen on their face, it's like.
Yeah, I bet that's just scary to see a puck come right at your face, even if it's going to stop. Yeah. I mean, that's just...
They're still like,
yeah, like that's why hockey's getting more and more popular because they let them fight.
Yeah.
And it works out well for them.
That's like watching rugby.
Yeah.
Like, that's a violent sport,
Oh, gosh.
Just football with no pads.
You seen the rugby players' necks? It's like the width of their head.
Yeah, they're just like...
It's like on Spy Kids, the thumb people.
Just with the face. Yeah, them people are...
Yeah,
they're on a different level.
That's a brutal sport.
They're on a different level, for sure. So, veering from football to go to one of our favorite topics being food.
Yes.
We're going to start out... I have a couple questions, but we're going to start out with a little bit of a review.
Okay.
If I can actually say it right.
Yeah.
So, I was at the gas station last night, seeing what I could get for us to try. And I was like, you know what? I like chips.
I like chips, too.
And you like chips. And I was like, how about we try some flavors of Pringles that I've never had before? Have you ever had these flavors?
I have not. I mean, pizza's been around for a long while. I was going to let you introduce
my bad. That's
fine. Pizza's been around for a good while, but I've never actually tried them.
Yeah, and that's a newer one.
Yeah.
So, first one we're going to try is the pizza one because it's been around for so long. Main ones I've always had are the originals and the cheese ones.
Yeah. I like the sour cream and cheddar.
Take you one of them.
Let me get a whiff first. It smells like Hunt Brothers. I'm going to grab a few of them. I'm going to do some mix and
chow down on some Pringles. So, these are just regular pizza Pringles. They're not like pepperoni pizza or anything like that.
Cheers.
So, here's the pizza Pringles. Just some good chip chewing ASMR. It has the essence. Mm-hmm. You taste that? Like
yeah.
It tastes like a frozen pizza.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
That's wild. That's
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
How?
Strong on the marinara flavor.
Yeah, I can taste that too. Like, not a lot of crust. Like, maybe a thin crust pizza, you know?
Not feeling a whole lot of cheese. I'd want a little bit more cheese, but...
Yeah.
I see what they're going for here.
Probably had to stack some cheddar cheese Pringles on top of them, maybe.
Yeah.
So, just like the drinks, the scale from 0 to 100, the 100 being the best, 0 being god-awful. No decimals. Where do you think you would rate the pizza Pringles?
I'd put them... I'm going to give it a 78.
That's good.
Just moderate,
And I think I'll give them... I give them a 78 as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Since there's two of us, we'll take the average, which is 78.
Wow. That's some good math right there.
I know. I had to
you use must be in college.
Use the calculator. I'm in marketing. So, pizza Pringles, that's pretty good. I've never had them.
Yeah.
So the next ones are newer, because I have never seen these before.
I've never seen them either.
This is rotisserie chicken Pringles. Now,
let me get a whiff of them too.
Oh, it smells like chicken. Confused, right?
I'm gonna take a smaller portion of these.
Why do you think the pizza ones aren't going to be?
I mean, it's too on the nose.
Yeah, like...
You didn't have to take it this far, Pringles.
I don't know what they got going over there at Pringles HQ, but...
Cheers. Once again.
Rotisserie chicken Pringles. How? That ain't bad. Like, rotisserie chicken's great, but like...
How do you make powdered chicken?
How did they do this?
What?
In my opinion, I don't know which one's better.
I'd say the pizza has just a slight edge.
But these are not bad.
They're pretty good.
Like,
all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what the commercials tell us to do.
Pizza Pringles. Here, let me get one too.
Chicken pizza. Rotisserie chicken pizza.
Rotisserie chicken pizza. I got a lot of peel. Those two go pretty well together, honestly.
I'm gonna do that again.
So the rotisserie chicken by itself as a chip. Where do you think it's rating at?
I'd give it a. I'm gonna go 65 on the rotisserie chicken.
That's a hefty decline from the pizza ones. Yeah, like you said, like they're different. I mean, they taste like chicken, but they don't taste like fresh chicken. Like, if you can feel that, you know.
It's like when you're in school and it's fried chicken. No, rotisserie chicken day.
Yeah.
And you're at the very back of the line.
Yeah. So it's like...
It still tastes like chicken, but it's got that old chicken flavor.
Yeah, and it's like it's not hot, but like it's not cold. Like it's just been sitting out in...
It's just there.
Room temperature.
Yeah.
You gave it a 65. I'll give it...
Can't be a copycat again.
I'll give it a 68, honestly, because it's not... I did that wrong. It's not bad. That is a 66.5, which is okay as an average score. It's not... Like, I don't want to throw up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like...
I wouldn't...
Mayonnaise Pringles.
The difference between these two for me is there are situations where I would buy pizza Pringles. There is probably never going to be a situation where I would go to the grocery store and say, hey, I want rotisserie chicken Pringles.
Yeah, like, I saw it. I only got this because of it caught me.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting here, it's a dark brown color, which normal Pringles are usually red or white, like the pizza ones. But then you saw it, and I was like, rotisserie chicken?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but you know Hers, the potato chip company, Hers?
Sounds familiar.
Herrs. They, a while back, they had a flavor called steak.
Ooh.
Just steak.
Yeah.
And it was so close to steak. Like, they did a really good job. A really good job of doing the steak
tasting like
flavor.
meat.
It tasted like meat, and it's a potato chip.
Yeah.
And it was so close that I'm just like, this is so weird. I don't know how I feel about this.
Because like, you put it in your mouth, it's a chip. It's crunchy, you know. You got the salt and all that. But then it's like...
Wait a minute.
Like, Pringles are there to trick your taste buds. Like, that's why Pringles are here. Because of how good they are. Just... And it's good chips. Yeah. Like, they're good quality, you know, they're not... I didn't open the thing, and like some at the bottom are usually broken. Yeah. But they're not just it's not a tube full of dust, you know. And it's not like Lay's, it's just half full, you know. The whole tube is full. Like, and Pringles to me are always like the camping chips.
Oh yeah.
Because they're not in a bag and bust, you know. You just take a whole tube of Pringles out there and.
But what I was saying about the Hers chips is they did such a good job that I don't like them. They're too close to what they're supposed to be.
They're too good.
Yeah.
They're too good.
They did too good of a job on them. I need less of a steak flavor because it's just scary.
Yeah, I understand that right there. You can start putting ketchup on the chip and be like,
It needs steak sauce. It's a little tough.
You put A1 on your Hearst chips. Oh man, but yeah, like pizza Pringles at a 78 and rotisserie chicken Pringles at a 66.5.
Yeah.
God, sounds pretty good to me, honestly.
Sounds good to me.
So, speaking about food, to talk about a little bit, I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
Have you ever had a combination... Okay. Next question. Have you ever had a combination of food that you found weird, but you liked it?
I have a few.
A few, okay. That, like... And, like, I understand, like, some people will be like, oh, I know it was like a show or something that somebody put mustard on a pickle. Mm-hmm. And it sounds weird to me, but they liked it, you know. It's like one of those things where it's like, is there a combo that you eat that you're like, you know what? People are probably going to find this weird.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Of two things you don't think would go together,
Right.
but they
I
would.
have two.
All right.
So vegetable soup, you know,
Yeah.
everybody's favorite. Well, maybe not. It's not even my favorite.
Everybody's beloved soup.
I don't even know why I said that. It's not even my favorite. Anyways, but so I got to give you a little story of how this came about.
Yeah.
So I'm at work one day and I brought some vegetable soup from the house. You know, leftovers. Got to save some pennies. You know.
That's for true.
And yeah, and I usually like sour cream in a lot of my soups. Like in potato soup, you know, it's good with that.
Yeah.
In chili, it's good. And I got to where I started putting sour cream in my vegetable soup. That's not the weird part.
Okay.
There was no sour cream that day.
Oh.
That I just opened the fridge, and the only white substance that was in there is mayonnaise.
Oh.
Mayonnaise and vegetable soup. That's right. I said it out loud, and now the public knows.
The public didn't need to know.
So that's the first one.
Why? That shouldn't even be one. Because of mayonnaise.
Well, the other one's a little bit... Well, I don't know. Let me say it first, and then you tell me what you
Okay.
The second one. All right, so there we were at a family reunion, and there was brownies and just a whole bunch of other stuff. Just tons of food. And this guy sitting next to me, excuse me, he had cheddar cheese, like sliced cheddar cheese.
Like full sliced cheese that you put on crackers.
Yeah, yeah. He had that on top of his brownies, and he was eating them together. It's not bad. What it does is it makes sort of like a cheesecake. Like you put them together, and it makes somewhat of a cheesecake flavor.
That the way the brownies put together, the moistness of it, mixed with cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
I would try that. I'm not trying your mayo soup. I'm not trying that.
I don't blame you. I'll take it home with me.
I don't I religiously don't like mayonnaise.
That's fair.
And it's
fair.
like, I mean, everybody doesn't like something, you know, like even John, he doesn't like mayonnaise.
I don't like ketchup.
Yeah, you like, are you the one who don't like pickles?
I don't like pickles either.
Yeah, you don't like pickles. I remember talking about that. I'm like, oh, should have got pickle chips.
I would have left.
And then you would have brought mayonnaise chips.
That's right. That's right. The thing about pickles is it contaminates everything it's on.
That is for true.
Whether you like it or not, you can't disagree
like
with
a Chick-fil-A sandwich, you got to get it with no pickles, because if it's on there, it still has that essence.
Yeah.
And it just melts through the bag.
Yeah.
Like, I put it through, like those paper bags you'd get at like Sonic or something like that, you know? I put it through there, and it sat there, and then you pick up the bag, and the pickle's still laying on the table. And I'm like, ugh, because it's so like acidic, it just melts through the bag.
Yeah. And it like bread and pickles, once you get them together, you can't get them apart.
It's like putting a piece of bread in a sink full of water, because it's just so
it soaks
gross and soaked up. So I don't think I have one.
You don't have any weird combinations?
I don't really combine much of anything.
That's fair.
I mean, it's not weird. I just always like putting M&Ms in ice cream, which isn't weird, but I just like,
how dare you.
I know. And then...
Do you eat peas and cornbread? What's wrong with you? Do you put milk in your cereal? What?
I'm not much of a combo person. Yeah. Like, when I was a kid, I always tried to combine two drinks that I like. Well, drinks can't do that. Like, I try to combine orange soda and root beer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is god awful.
Well, the thing with drinks I've discovered is you want to do one soft drink and one just regular.
Yeah.
So take like Sprite and lemonade. One that's carbonated, one that's not carbonated. Yeah. That's the way to go with that. And there's a lot of them that you don't need to do. Like, don't mix sweet tea with anything. It's a bad idea.
Yeah. But, well, I know like a lot of people like sweet tea and lemonade. Yeah. That's like the only thing.
It's got a word for it. It's called Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. After the golfer.
Yeah. And yeah.
But
lemonade goes with a lot of things.
Lemonade honestly does go. I mean, lemon lime soda is Sprite.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And like you can put lemon in any like lemon cake. I like lemon cake. That stuff's good.
Lemon doesn't have
lemon candy.
Weakness.
Like,
and then you got lemon chicken. I mean, it's all over the place.
I mean, this cleaner right here is lemon scent.
Yeah. What can it not do?
I know. We should have summoned lemon as a fictional character. Like the devil.
It's the Rock of the food world.
I know. It's just everywhere. So I did want to ask this real quick. What is the spiciest food you've ever eaten?
All right, so this is just recency bias, I'm pretty sure. Okay. But went to Nashville.
All right.
Nashville hot chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's hot.
It tasted so good.
Yeah.
Like just the flavor. I don't know what kind of seasonings it was. It was so good.
Yeah.
But my mouth was like
on fire.
On fire. Not just the inside. Like it was going to my cheeks. Like I didn't touch my cheeks. Like it just seeped all the way through my face. And it's just, that was some kind of heat that I've never experienced before. Because like a lot of Louisiana heat, it like goes down your throat and it gets real hot in your throat. You know what I'm talking about?
And that's why you want to like chug some water or something.
Nashville hot doesn't do that. It all stays up in your mouth area and it just radiates.
It just migrates everywhere else.
Yeah. And it's just, and yeah. Me and my dad were both in tears sitting there eating fried chicken.
He's like, milk.
Yeah. I've never ate potato salad so fast.
Did you put some mayonnaise in there too?
Oh,
okay,
yes.
So.
What about you?
I've had a lot of spicy stuff. I've always been more, like, in my opinion, there's people who love spicy stuff, and then there's people who love sour stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the same, but they kind of are in that you are in pain, depending on how far you go.
Yeah.
Like, I've always loved sour stuff because I've always been a candy person. You can't really get, like, spicy candy unless you get that, like, homemade or something, you know, special type.
Yeah.
Or, like, those... What are they called? Like hot tamales. Those red candy in a box, you know. Mm-hmm. I've had those once, and those are kind of hot. And like warheads, I mean, they're spicy to me, but it's like they're
warheads.
I mean, they're sour. I mean, not spicy.
What kind of warheads?
Cinnamon warhead. But like spicy, I mean, I probably have to go with some type of like really hot wing from Buffalo Wild Wings, probably. Yeah. Like I've never had the whatever the top is. Like,
yeah, the thing about the Nashville hot chicken is they have 6 levels.
Oh.
I got number 3.
Oh, you were dying.
I was dying.
And get number 1, and it's just like not even seasoned. It's just fried chicken, like just normal, like mild Popeye's chicken.
And it was as red as your shirt is, and that was number 3.
Oh, number 6 must have been just.
Well, number 6 is it was like a maroon color. It was.
Devil's chicken.
They put so much red in it that it darkened the red.
Oh, God. Just blood red color. God, it probably looks good, but probably gross.
Yeah.
With like the amount of heat.
Velvet chicken.
But one last question I want to ask about food. Yeah. So we both love fast food. We both love main food attraction places, you know, like, so you know those restaurants that are like, I feel like I've talked about this before too, those restaurants that are like KFC and Taco Bell in one building together, that you can like go in and you can order KFC and Taco Bell at the same time.
Yeah.
What would be your perfect 2 of a combination restaurant?
Ooh.
Like KFC and Taco Bell, or because you kind of need something that doesn't go the same. Like, I don't want Chick-fil-A and Popeyes in one restaurant because they're both chicken, you know.
I don't know. Have you tried it?
I have not. You know, you make a fair point. But, like...
I know what you mean, yeah.
So like Taco Bell and KFC. KFC, their main thing is chicken. Taco Bell is taco meat and literally everything else that KFC doesn't do.
I got you. So we're going full California here.
Oh,
In-N-Out and Chipotle.
Oh
my.
Just have an In-N-Out buffet.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Burgers on a buffet. What?
Well, no one. And then they'll have like one of those big like where you dip your ranch out at like the salad bar, just that, but other animal style sauce that they have.
Gosh. Put that on a burrito.
I know.
Oh
Lord, Jesus.
Or just hang on. All right, let's build this from the ground up. Okay, so you got the tortilla, and then you got the rice, and then you put 2 hamburger patties on there, and then you do the fries if the fries are your thing. I know
the In-N-Out patties with like that they cook in the mustard stuff. Too.
Yes,
that kind of those patties.
Yes. And then you go with the In-N-Out sauce on top of that, and then you do the queso on top of that.
Oh my Lord!
And then you do. I like the chips in the burrito. Yeah. Get that crunch in there. So then the chips on top of that, and you close it up.
Putting queso on the In-N-Out sauce is going to break a rift in the space-time continuum. Like, this, we're crossing streams we shouldn't cross. It's
going to bring the devil up to the earth.
I know. Like it's then we're going to have to summon some guy.
It's like, hey, what are y'all doing?
Y'all are creating too much doing In-N-Out and Chipotle.
Yes.
I mean, with Chipotle's selection, because Chipotle, I've never been to a Chipotle, but they have that where you look in like a Subway and all that.
Yeah.
But In-N-Out is on the list of places like I want to go.
So what's your 2 then? I've never been to In-N-Out, by the way.
Me neither. There's a lot. Like
I'm sure Sonic's one of your 2 options. It would be blasphemy if it wasn't.
Yeah, it could be Sonic, and then like on that half of the side of the building, there'll be the drive-in next to it too. Yeah.
I'm just imagining your 2 options are Sonic and Sonic.
Sonic.
What a perfect combination!
I know. It's just drive through on one side, go inside, and then the park where they bring the food out to you. Like
Oh, I got a name for the Chipotle In-N-Out. Chipotle.
We'll keep workshopping.
All right, what you got? What's your 2?
I feel like Sonic has to be one of them. But what fast food isn't like Sonic that I know of? Oh, well, that'd be kind of going against each other. My immediate thought was Sonic and Steak and Shake.
Oh, that'd be good.
Imagine getting like, because you have the choice of a Blast or their shakes.
Oh man!
And like they have a M&M shake that I have had at.
Now the real question is, can you go with like, say, Wendy's and Baskin Robbins? Are they considered fast food?
Well, they're all. A lot of people like in the older generation always considered fast food as just having a drive-through.
Yeah.
So it's like Baskin Robbins. Well, I've never been to one. I think I went to one when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
So Eskimos then. Eskimos has a drive-through.
I guess. I mean, well, if we're digging deep here, the old Johnnies used to have a drive-through too.
Gosh.
I mean, if you really want to, we can throw Johnny's in with Sonic. Like get some pizza and a Blast.
I really think even Applebee's has a drive-thru now.
Oh gosh, I don't want Applebee's.
Okay, we're getting off topic here.
I'm gonna pick Burger King. No, I'm not picking Burger King. No, I'm not. Burger King and
Burger King.
And Dairy Queen.
A match made in heaven.
Dairy Queen would be some good stuff. Oh, Popeyes and Dairy Queen.
Ooh. What about Popeyes and Sonic? Because I think personally one of the weakest points of Sonic is those chicken strips. They're not bad, but they're just all right. But you put some Popeyes chicken strips in there, and you could have a Sonic shake
mixed in and have that chicken dinner box. Have Popeyes chicken in the middle. Have Sonic fries on one side and Popeyes fries on the other.
Yeah,
and then you can get, instead of that thing of gravy, it's the Popeyes mashed potatoes.
Ooh,
with
and you have an option. Gravy. You have an option of either getting Sonic's toast, because I like Sonic's toast.
Yeah.
Or the biscuit.
Oh. And then it'd be weird to get I've always thought it would be weird to have ice cream sold from Popeyes. Can you imagine how greasy that would be?
It's just got a layer of grease.
Yeah, like no, that ice cream's got some nice sheen on it. Well, that's not really.
It's not made with milk.
Yeah, it's not milk-based sheen on the ice cream. Milk-based grease.
Oh gosh.
Straight from the cow. It's something that, because there's so many to choose from, and it's like there's so many good ones, and it's like, would I like Wendy's and Sonic to be together? Yeah, I would. I mean, but they're kind of close, like.
Yeah.
But you kind of like you said, like with the Baskin Robbins or Eskimos or even Dairy Queen, like they're known for their Dairy Queen sells burgers and chicken and all that, and their burgers are good. They're decent to me, and they have like cheese curds and all that kind of stuff, and like. Oh, and then Zaxby's is right next to it. Oh. Okay, we got it. Raising Cane's.
And Zaxby's.
Oh my
God. Perfect.
So I was thinking of...
And Chick-fil-A's lurking in the background.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A on either side of it. It's like a strip mall, just a food place.
This is a town called Chicken. That's
yeah, it's all chicken-based restaurant.
I mean, just about any of them, other than probably the one I said is the only real exception, they're going to contradict each other a lot.
Yeah, like we said, like there's so many different chicken and burger places. Just put one of them with an ice cream place.
Yeah.
So like, which like KFC and Taco Bell, they go together because of KFC's chicken, and Taco Bell has chicken, but it's not their main thing. Yeah. That's their tacos and quesadillas and all that burrito type stuff. But like that stuff, like if I had, but then like Steak and Shake, they got burgers and shakes. So it's like.
And then you got the Long John Silver's with the KFC too. You ever seen them?
Yeah, I've heard of. I ain't never seen one, but I'm not going to Long John Silver's half of that restaurant. Never in my life would I ever go
fish?
there.
Come on.
No, like. Got it. Long John Silver's and Denny's.
Oh, God. Long John Silver's and Arby's.
Oh, Lord. No. We have Arby's and Burger King.
Oh, gosh.
We have the meats.
What meat that is? You have to guess.
Yeah, that's what you're having to find out. Please pay us money. Please pay us money. We're begging for you. But yeah, like, there's really... I mean, Sonic would be one of them for me, but the other one, it could be anything other than Burger King, Arby's, or any of the other gross ones we said. But yeah, like y'all listening out there, y'all can think of two restaurants that you really like together, being fast food only kind of. You can't choose like a
Olive Garden and Sonic.
Yeah, like instead of toast, you get a breadstick. You know, like it'd be all right. It'd be kind of weird to see that in there, but it'd be good. You know, so yeah. So, getting into more of some entertainment news right now, the good stuff. Next week on March 4th is the premiere of The Batman. Robert Pattinson's Batman. What are you thinking about it?
I mean, I think we've talked about this.
Oh, we have, yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I mean,
Edward.
Was
that his name? Was he Edward?
Robert Pattinson. Edward, yeah.
Okay.
He was the vampire?
Yeah, he was the vampire.
I'm sickened that I know that information.
I knew Edward was one of them.
I'm just embarrassed that I even mentioned that by name.
You can wear your Team Edward shirt.
I'm such a Team Edward person. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's got that different tone. It's got that detective Batman tone that we've been looking at in the animated world that hadn't really seen live action. And it's got that signature Batman darkness to it.
Yeah, and like Pattinson is a good actor. He's just been doing a bunch of indie movies.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman.
Yeah, indie movies like Twilight.
Well, ever since I haven't seen him in anything else besides Twilight. He did a movie, The Lighthouse, with Willem Dafoe.
He did
and I know that was good.
I think he was in Dunkirk. Was he in Dunkirk? Or one of those
maybe
war movies?
I don't really recognize him. I always see the young vampire.
It doesn't
guy.
matter.
Yeah,
he's Batman now. That's what
he's Batman, and Zoe's Catwoman. She'll do good. Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Mm-hmm. Paul Dano plays the Riddler, and he was the Riddler in the Gotham TV show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the same actor. I don't think it's the same Riddler, if you know. So
I'm real excited about the Riddler because you look at what is, without a doubt, the best live-action Batman movie already made, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole theme of it was Joker's movie. It wasn't Batman's movie.
He wasn't in it a lot, honestly.
Yeah, but you had that sense of Joker's controlling everything.
Yeah, with the two boat scene and all that.
Just everything. Even when he was getting punched down by Batman, Joker was still in control.
And so good.
And that's what I think this Riddler's going to do, because it just seems like he's bringing that same sort of Joker energy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously not the Joker. He's got his own different reasons behind doing things. But it's just that he's the guy in control. I mean, it's not just an enemy for Batman. This guy's running the city.
And he's got like a million enemies anyway. And Riddler's one of the good ones, I think. And the Penguin's there too.
Has there been a live-action Riddler?
There has. It was Jim Carrey because he was in it. Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face, and it was, I think, Val Kilmer's Batman. Is who it might have been.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, no.
That era a lot.
Not really. I mean, the reviewers have watched this, the critics, and it's easily to say they said this is probably the second best Batman movie. They said right after The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger, this is the next one.
Yeah. And I mean,
there's a lot of them.
I think they went into it knowing we can't top The Dark Knight. So they're not going to make one like The Dark Knight, because you don't even want to try and top that. I mean, it's like dethroning the king that you don't want to dethrone.
Yeah. Like, the only way I feel like they might be able to do it is if they do a sequel and throw in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Yeah. That's the only way they might do it, because it's Batman and Joker. You know, the fight never ending. And Heath Ledger, of course, OD'd during the filming of The Dark Knight, and he won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his half work in the movie. Yeah. He won an award for that, and they're like, oh, it goes to the late Heath Ledger. And I'm like, he was in like a quarter of the movie. He was supposed to be in it more. They had to write around because he died, and now and Joaquin Phoenix was a really close friend to Heath Ledger, and now he's the Joker, and now we have the Batman, and that's why.
I think one of like sort of the more nitpicky things that I like about this new Batman is the fact, they all have had the eye paint, like the dark eyes. Yeah. And this Batman's doing something they've never done before, and he's got it on when he's taking the mask off. Like, it doesn't just disappear as soon as he takes the mask off. Yeah. And I like that. Like, I know with all of the, what's his name? Christopher Nolan. Is that right?
Yeah.
Christian Bale. Yeah. That's what I meant. All of Christian
Nolan directed them.
Yeah. You never saw that, like, him suiting up to be Batman. It was always Christian Bale and then it's Batman. Or Bruce Wayne and then Batman. Yeah. You didn't ever see that process of...
Because you saw him either on the bike or the car or show up out of the shadows or something.
And that's one of the things that I think... that's why Iron Man is so popular. Because you watched him, like, suit up. Yeah. Because that was Iron Man.
That's the same person. Because the movie's always kind of portrayed that Bruce Wayne and Batman were two different people. Yeah. When we, the audience, know that he's one person, but the public in Gotham and in that world doesn't know.
Yeah. And it's just... It seems they're leaning more into that idea of...
He's human.
He's human, and, like, you got to get from point A to point B. You don't just teleport from... Bruce Wayne to Batman. There's a process that it goes through every single time. Yeah. And I like that a lot.
Those movies were good, though. The Christian Bale, the 3-1. He did Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. Those 3 trilogy.
I watched Batman Begins again a while back, and I forgot that's a pretty good movie, too.
I remember Liam Neeson in that movie. As Ra's al Ghul, and I completely forgot Scarecrow was even in that movie. Because it's like... Because the one that's always on TV the most that I always remember is The Dark Knight Rises with Bane and Catwoman. Yeah. So it's like, that's the main one that I always remember. Yeah. And he flew off into the sunset and then saw him later in that restaurant or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, and then now they got a new one. So and then Ben Affleck happened.
We don't talk about Ben Affleck.
Well, there's a Flash movie coming out in the summer this year, and it's the Flashpoint. It's the Flash from the Justice League movie. Mm-hmm. And he has the Flashpoint paradox happen to where he's in Ben Affleck's Batman's universe, the Justice League movies. And Ben Affleck's Batman's going to be in the movie. Yeah. But he runs into the Batman 1989 movie where he's going to see Michael Keaton as Batman on the big screen again.
Yeah.
So and they said we might have both of them in one scene together.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them doing that because I mean, it seems to me like a blatant copy of what Marvel's trying to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of that because they're just...
DC's just trying to restart. Once they do so many movies and shows that all go together, they just have the Flash rewrite history on a movie or show and then start over. That's what they do in the animated movies.
I think what happened is they saw the direction that Spider-Man movie was going to go, and they're like, that's going to be really successful. Let's do something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that, honestly.
Yeah.
That was my problem I had with DC for quite a while because, like, Suicide Squad came out just a little bit after Guardians of the Galaxy came out. And it made it pretty blatantly obvious that they're trying to ride. At least it looked like they're trying to ride off the success of the other competitors.
Yeah,
and that's why I think we're gonna like the Batman movie because I mean it's nothing.
It's a whole different take, whole different actors and actresses, whole new director to DC with Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
Because he did all of the recent Rise of the Planet of the Apes movies. He did all 3 of those.
Yeah.
So like he's good because those movies are decent, So.
And it's got Andy Serkis in it still.
Yeah, he's Alfred.
I like Andy Serkis.
And and Commissioner Gordon for the Batman is actually the same guy who does the voice for the Watcher and What If.
Yep.
So, which he's in Westworld too because I remember him from that show.
Yeah.
But so I plan on that movie's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch it. With Marvel, Moon Knight premieres March 30th. Mm-hmm. That's all I know.
That's all anybody knows.
That's about it. Poe Dameron, who I don't even know his real name.
Oscar Isaac.
Yes, he was Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse, and he was Poe Dameron in the Star Wars movies recently.
Yep.
He's gonna do good. That movie, that show's gonna be good, just without a doubt. Ethan Hawke is the villain, the actor. I don't know what character he's playing, but some other people might show up.
That one to me, like it seems really impressive. Like that takes a lot of acting to do what he's doing there.
Yeah.
Like that's why Split was such a good movie because it takes a lot to do stuff like that.
Because he was different people.
Yeah.
And like with Moon Knight, he's got, I forget what disorder he has.
It's some kind of schizophrenia.
Yeah, because he keeps seeing stuff.
DID is what it's called. Dissociative something. Dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah.
What it's called.
So it's like he has that, and then there is like a god of the Moon Knight person who's called Khonshu or something
it's
like that.
Bird looking thing.
Yeah, because it's like he's got the whiteness that Moon Knight has, but he's like made out of bones.
Yeah, you better explain when you say whiteness.
like that Moon Knight, the weird white coloring that he has. Yeah.
I'm gonna get some more pizza Pringles.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
So that's really all we know. Then 2 days after that, or really the day after that, the Morbius, the Living Vampire movie premieres technically on April 1st with Jared Leto starring as Morbius, and apparently still confused where this takes place, which Spider-Man universe, because they said it could take place in Tobey universe. Their Oscorp building in the trailer is Andrew Garfield's. A lot of people think that Tom Hardy's Venom is actually going to accidentally go back from the No Way Home movie into his.
And it's got Vulture in the trailer.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's Vulture from the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Well, we're guessing that's Michael Keaton's Vulture. I mean, you really don't know. I mean, I don't know why they would pull one like that on us. It's kind of dumb. I mean, they did it once in WandaVision and it didn't work too well. So why would they do that again?
True, because they when they bring in, because when you think about it, it's like, why would you have Michael Keaton play the Vulture in that universe and ours, MCU, when you have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, when you could have just had 3 Tom Hollands? You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be interesting. Definitely going to have to give it a watch, of course, and everything going into the Amazing Spider-Man 3, hopefully.
Is that confirmed?
No.
Okay.
A lot of people want that and Venom 3 to go together.
You know, somebody was talking about this. She's a huge fan of... She was always a huge fan of the Andrew Garfield movies. Yeah. Which I don't know why you would do that to yourself, but in the first place. Yeah. But she's just like, throughout all this, with all the new Spider-Man stuff, she's just like, where were you guys 5 years ago?
True. Yeah.
Everybody hated the Andrew Garfield movies. And my point to her that I made, and it made sense to her, it wasn't Andrew Garfield's fault.
No.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
He didn't make the movie.
And he knew, once the second one happened and all the blue Electro and all that happened, that it was not.
Yeah.
Like
Spider-Man 3, the original Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, like I've watched that movie probably more than any other Spider-Man movie for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, and one of my favorites out of them, other than these Tom Holland movies, is I like the OG Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock.
That's probably my favorite still.
I mean, it still holds up. It's good. Willem Dafoe in the first one, though.
That's right.
Willem Dafoe's so good. Like,
and he pulled that same energy back.
God, he's so good. Like, I mean, so many people have said, get this man to play as the Joker. I mean, with that smile.
Oh, gosh.
Get this man as Robert Pattinson. Like, they were in a movie called The Lighthouse together. Pattinson's Batman against Dafoe's Joker.
Oh,
like,
my. I think it'd be cool to see, like, a pretty old-looking Joker, too. Because Dafoe's aging. I think that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, and, like, just paint his face white and get the red around his lips.
Like,
and
the white with all those wrinkles, like the smile wrinkles that he has. Oh, gosh.
Old man Joker.
Oh, gosh. That's
and just,
terrifying.
like, some long, like, old-looking green hair that he'd have.
Oh,
like, he would be just gross Joker.
Yeah.
And he's got the smile down. They don't need prosthetics for that.
Yeah,
The way he did just... he did
I don't
it.
know how he does that.
I don't know how he... He's like Jim Carrey. He just contorts his face.
Jim Carrey. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, but...
Yeah, I'm excited for Morbius.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be good.
And Jared Leto's good. Like, as the Joker in Suicide Squad, he kind of wasn't, but...
Again, not really his decision.
Yeah, like, but Jared Leto as an actor is pretty good. So,
yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this real quick. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Which is the next MCU Marvel movie, if we don't count Morbius, I guess.
Yeah.
On May 6th. I'm confused. As, of course, the trailer released. Talked about it a little last week. The trailer released at the Super Bowl, a big, newer trailer, I could say. Mm-hmm. Of course, it has Wanda. There's rumors that Loki is going to be in it, and I don't know. I did have a lot of stuff that I saw that are just rumors and a lot of confirmed stuff. But the main thing to talk about is in the trailer, you saw the trailer. Towards the end, when Doctor Strange was being escorted by robots into that big silver-looking room, those were Ultron bots.
Yeah.
And he walked in the room.
And in the words of Wolverine, Wheels was there.
And he was, and you heard...
The signature voice.
The voice
Sir Patrick Stewart.
of the one and only Patrick Stewart. His Professor X, pretty much confirmed as Professor X in the Doctor Strange movie. Mm-hmm. According to a lot of stuff, is that the main villain of this movie is going to be the Illuminati organization.
Really?
Which in the comic book world was Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, and Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. Yeah.
He's the one who... He doesn't talk, and when he opens his mouth and says a word, it's really loud.
He's a villain, isn't he?
Well, he's part of the Inhumans, and they live on the moon.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. I'm with you now.
They had a show. They had one season of the Inhumans as a show a couple years ago, but it sucked and it was terrible.
Yeah.
But the same Black Bolt from that show might show up. A lot of people think that John Krasinski's Reed Richards,
that'd be so
or OG Reed Richards from OG Fantastic Four movie.
And then we were talking about this right before. Tom Cruise.
Yep, Tom Cruise apparently will be a variant of Iron Man because originally he was supposed to be cast before Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Mm-hmm. They pretty much, I mean, there's leaked photos of him with the mustache and the goatee.
So would you say, like, you talk about the main villain being the Illuminati, do you think they're going to take sort of a TVA approach to it?
From what I've read of what people say, you know, and you can kind of somewhat trust these rumors, you know, because it's like, there was like this Reddit thing that told the exact way Infinity War was going to happen, like a month before it happened, and then it came out and the exact way happened that the guy said. So, like, from what I think is that the Illuminati is going to apparently try to take out the MCU heroes because they keep messing up the timeline. Like WandaVision, Loki, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
All these movies and shows that happened last year are that the Illuminati is going to try to correct them because they're like, these people, they're like the MCU universe is what's messing everything up because they're like, everybody else isn't messing anything up. So we got to take these guys out. We'll be fine, you know.
Don't kill Toby. He didn't do anything
wrong. And then it was rumored that Toby and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man might show up in this movie again.
Yeah.
I think Black Panther might be on the Illuminati.
The picture I saw, like they had zoomed in, and it looked like it was Black Panther sitting up there, which raises the question: who's the Black
They're
Panther?
not. They can't CG Chadwick.
No,
it would be a variant of Black Panther, but it would be played by Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger as Black Panther.
You think so? You
Maybe.
don't think they would put in a third actor like they're going to do with, like Tom Cruise? Like he's got no prior affiliation to it.
They might, but I don't know who. I don't know who would have played him. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that Tom Cruise was supposed to play Iron Man. Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
Pull out like Edward Norton's Hulk and stuff like that.
I mean, they're going to do a lot of stuff, and like apparently there's going to be a variant of Wolverine, and if Hugh Jackman walks out there as Wolverine and just does his thing, because right now technically in the MCU, Tobey Maguire's first Spider-Man movie was the first MCU movie.
Yeah.
Well, if they turn around, that means the first X-Men movie could probably be the first Marvel MCU movie.
Yeah.
And then there was a thing that talked about it. Actually, they were supposed to do a Marvel universe in the movies way back then because Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, after the first X-Men movie come out, was supposed to show up in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe because they were supposed to be connected, and then have Hugh Jackman and that Wolverine and those X-Men be with Tobey's Spider-Man and have like a team up between them.
And that's crazy because Kevin Feige was there for all of that.
Yeah, so it's like
he had this planned for years.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Patrick Stewart. There's 3 different versions of Doctor Strange in this movie. There is our Doctor Strange.
There's the one with the white strand.
Yeah, that's like Supreme Doctor Strange or Defender Doctor Strange, and then
the
evil one from What If. And then a lot of people are thinking that with that trailer that Wanda is actually the bad guy. And with with Doctor Strange walking in that field and talking to her, that's just an illusion, like the town in WandaVision. So they're actually having to have like 3 different versions of Strange might try to fight her. And then they said, what if they get the evil Doctor Strange to put her in the golf ball and confine her?
Oh, man.
And therefore she can't get out and mess everything up, try to bring Vision back. Because, we watched What If. Every universe almost, Vision had died.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be apart. That's like their fate, like the Watcher said, you can't mess with fate. So...
yeah.
I don't know what happens. And then I just don't know.
I think what's going to happen, I'm gonna predict the post-credit scene.
Okay.
It's going to be Kang in the post-credit scene.
Kang.
Yeah. It's going to be his first legitimate appearance because he was not really Kang in the
It was a variant of him. Yeah. Not the actual full Kang the Conqueror. It was his normal
He's gonna do the same thing as Thanos, just come up, fine, I'll do it myself.
He doesn't get the glove, he'll have to get something else, but
puts a boot on.
Fine. Just raises it like I'll do it myself and just stands up, that's it.
It's gonna be nuts, man.
It's very hard to think about.
And, so for me, like I've heard pretty much I've heard pretty much everybody say that it's going to be a horror movie.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's doing. He did a lot of horror movies in the 80s and 90s too. Yeah.
I don't do horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it in theaters because I'm just.
You don't think so?
I can't do it.
I don't think.
Look, man, I couldn't handle Jurassic World in theaters. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I know. See, like for me, I don't think it's going to be like your Friday the 13th or nothing like that. I think it's going to be just like a jump scare type stuff.
Well, the other thing is,
he opens the door and like that kind of thing.
Well, the other thing is that I watched the first Doctor Strange movie in theaters and I almost threw up because all this stuff was going on.
All the flipping.
Oh my God.
The mirror dimension and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
We got 3D glasses.
Oh, you watched that movie in 3D?
Oh my gosh. They shouldn't have allowed that. That should be illegal.
This should be against the law. 3D Doctor Strange. I mean,
I felt like I was drunk leaving the theater.
You're just seeing things, just cross-eyed and everything.
And I love that. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
I love Doctor Strange, but I couldn't handle it.
It's just...
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of Instagram for a little while once that movie comes out.
Dude, you'll have to religiously get off of it because I mean it'll be no spoilers for like maybe a day.
Yeah,
that's probably.
Well, what I'll probably do is wait till the theater's empty and go in there by myself so nobody can see me cry like a baby and throw up.
Do a private watch party of one to see Doctor Strange. I mean, it's gonna be good.
You're gonna say, Jared, can I come? I'll be like, no, you're not allowed.
Just walk by the theater, hear you in there. And I'm like,
then you gotta go on the Toddcast, be like, well, I was supposed to be in the theater with Jared tonight, but he didn't want me there. I hope you're listening right now, Jared.
And just have the microphone right outside the door and just hear you just screaming in the theater. Like, I don't really like horror movies either. I just don't like them because I don't think they're good. They're not good movies to me because I'm always one to like critique a movie and how it is in the story, and it's like a lot of them just don't make sense. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. Like
that commercial. Why are you going into the garage with the chainsaws?
Yeah, like if you if you made it legit with like, oh, they're being possessed or whatever, like, and you actually put some thought into it, it'd be good. But like just saying, oh, it's a demon, let's purge it and then get rid of it, and it's a fight for like 30 minutes, and then like, oh, it's done, and then that's it. And I'm like, what? Where did this demon come from? Yeah. You know, like what happened? But this is gonna be good. Sam Raimi, of course, did the OG Spider-Man movies, all three of them, and he knows what he's doing. So,
which gives you further confidence that Tobey Maguire is going to be in it.
Yeah, that's for true. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige and Sam Raimi just went full nuts on this movie. People said imagine that feeling that we had with No Way Home, triple it.
Oh,
and that's gonna be Doctor Strange because of and that was funny and awesome. Just I remember it was me, you, and John going to see Spider-Man No Way Home. That was awesome.
Yes,
and just like the whole experience of seeing and like I can't even talk. Charlie Cox's Daredevil when he showed up.
Matt Murdock, yeah.
I saw whenever we saw him, and some people were like, "Yeah, woo!" And like I feel like not many people knew who he was because Charlie Cox said like yesterday or something that his theater was dead quiet whenever he came on the screen. And he said, he was like, my wife was recording me because I knew my scene was coming up. And then he said, then tumbleweed is what he said. I was like, oh no, I feel bad for him.
Nobody subscribed to Netflix.
Yeah. Which, I don't know if you heard.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, all the Netflix shows are now owned by Disney, and apparently they're going to go to Disney Plus soon.
Do you think they planned that? Like the timing on that?
I don't know.
We might see like everybody's favorite Iron Fist.
Or Jessica Jones. Like if we see the team up, I mean if Daredevil shows up, but I feel like if the rest of them show up, they're not going to know who they are.
The big rumor that I saw for this Multiverse of Madness movie, I forgot what I was... Yeah, Multiverse of Madness, that's the name of it.
Yeah, yeah.
The big rumor I heard is that Captain Carter is going to be in it.
I definitely think
like Captain Britain, Carter.
Like full on Peggy Carter, Captain Carter.
Yeah,
I think she might be part of the Illuminati. Who knows? Like I know that they probably wanted Black Panther unless they get a variant of him or they swap him out with some other character. There was something I can't remember if I saved that or not. There was a picture that had people who they thought was going to be members of the Illuminati, but I don't really remember. Oh, here we go.
What if like George Bush is something stupid like that?
This is OG Reed Richards from the movies.
Yeah.
Professor X, Patrick Stewart, Black Bolt variant, a Captain Marvel variant, which would be, and then they said maybe like Monica Rambeau from the WandaVision show. Okay. Superior Iron Man, which will be Tom Cruise. Mordo from the first Doctor Strange movie. Now Black Panther, T'Challa variant, which might be Michael B. Jordan, and then Captain Carter as the 8 members of the Illuminati.
I wonder how much of that is going to be the what if versions of those characters, because they could do that. They could even do that with the Tom Cruise, make him the zombie Iron Man.
Yeah, it'll be something like, and then you see the stuff, and they're like, might be the zombie. What if might show up in this movie?
Yeah, there's a. If you look closely at the commercial, there's a image of zombie Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there is an animated traffic cone in the trailer, and they said there might be Into the Spider-Verse might come into this movie, but they're animated and not live action in a live action movie.
That would be cool.
Animated Miles Morales in a live, like, real action movie. I want to see
Peter Porker.
yeah, Peter Porker. Like, have Peter Porker and Deadpool hang out. Just have them two.
Yeah, I heard that Deadpool might make an appearance too.
They showed that in the Glass poster, and I mean, I don't know if this movie's rated R or not. If it's rated PG-13, you can't say a lot of stuff. So
I mean, it might just be that could be another post-credit scene there.
Yeah,
he's just at the very end.
That's what a lot of people think is the post-credit scene is either going to be the full introduction of the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. So, because John Watts, the director of these 3 Spider-Man Tom Holland movies, is working on Fantastic Four.
They're gonna like insinuate that that's what's gonna happen throughout the entire movie. Like they're gonna say like, well, how about my ex? And then he like looks at the camera, and everybody's like, oh, something's about to happen. Yeah. And then nothing happens, and then at the very end, everybody's just on the edge of their seat, like, oh my goodness, we're about to see it. It's about to happen. Then you see Captain America come out. You waited so long.
And do the flip the chair thing.
For something so disappointing.
That should be the end credit scene of every Marvel movie. And I would have rather had that than that freaking end credit scene of Hawkeye, of the musical.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was livid watching that. Because, I mean, yeah, it's cool. They're talented and all. I don't need to see this. You could have put that
Marvel.
You could have put this on your Marvel YouTube channel and it would have been fine. Yeah. You know? So, I don't know. But,
I mean, there's just so many directions that they can go.
Like, I mean, pretty much Tom Cruise is going to be in it. That's pretty much a done deal. Everything else, I don't know.
Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in it.
I didn't know that. Elizabeth Olsen might be.
What? Really? Sam Raimi's directing it.
if you didn't know. So yeah, is there anything you'd like to say to end this episode off on?
I just wish you'd put some clothes on. I mean, it's so jarring to see every time.
It is kind of chilly in here, honestly.
Yeah.
Just every episode, I'm just constantly.
Yeah,
in the nude. So
that's about all I got. I mean, it's fun as always to be on.
True. Ate some good Pringles. Pizza though.
We had Pringles.
We had Pringles. We had chips.
Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to some business advisors about a Chipotle In-N-Out combination, and we'll see what we can do.
I might talk to advisors about a Sonic and Sonic combination.
Saw and Nick.
So yeah, Jaron, I think it's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you again for joining me for like the 12th time, I think.
You didn't even count it out this time.
I did not.
Man, it's been so many times.
I think it is 12. This one is 112. So yeah. If you don't know, a year ago around this time was whenever we were saying, I can't wait for the ski trip. Or 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
2 years ago around this time. On episode 12. 100 weeks ago was when we were like, oh yeah, we're going to go on a ski trip. We're going to stay there. It's in Colorado. Both of us never been at that point. And we were like, And then
something happened. What was it called?
The flu?
Was it the flu? It was swine flu. That's what it was.
Oh, of course. And then all the pigs got infected.
That's right.
And we couldn't go.
All the pigs had to wear masks.
And you know that pig / ski farm that they have in Colorado and Aspen. You know,
we come up with some strange stuff.
You know, Colorado, home of weed and pigs. So, yeah, your weed pigs. But yeah, I remember that, and I was like, oh,
man,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
But
still won't wear clothes, man. It's just
it's comfortable, okay? So, with all that being said, thank you for joining me today, and you know, we'll have to go see the Batman and Doctor Strange next one you're on. I think is I can actually look right here just to say the next one you're on will be the week after Doctor Strange comes out.
Oh, I guess I gotta watch it then.
Or maybe the week of. Yeah, it's the week of, actually.
So nobody will have seen it then.
No, not unless I see it.
Unless you do like
not unless
Spider-Man.
not unless I see it and then decide to record afterwards. Because it premieres on a Thursday and I could record after that or it's Friday. But so
well, it's been a fun time as always.
As always, and we'll talk about Doctor Strange next time probably and everything else. So and see what they announce by then, because they'll announce probably 5 more shows and 20 more movies by that time anyway.
Yeah.
So, and in July is the next Thor movie, so we got to look forward to that after that. So, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast only on Instagram at _Toddcast_ for all your Toddcast social media needs. Make sure you tell your friends and your family or anybody really to give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.